Tim McMahon, Brian Windhorst, Jeremy Lin. Brian, what do we call those boys in Charlotte?
Buzz City Killers. I can hear them coming.
You can hear them coming. The New York Knicks did not. Starting in the first quarter here, LaMelo Ball. This is what he does. Pulls up from deep.
By the little the wings out there in the logo.
That's what the Buzz City Killers do. LaMelo, once again, heat check. He's getting going early and often in this one. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Zion James passes it to Knipple.
Good decision.
Yeah, he's got range.
Yeah, Knip can rip from three, that's for sure. It's raining threes in Charlotte. A minute left in the second quarter. Knipple to Brandon Miller getting in on the party.
Another good decision.
Usually we see him hammering on the inside. Under 7 minutes left in the third here. Miles Bridges, swing. Another three.
This is what they do. They kill you from distance.
And they buzz. All right, early in the fourth quarter here. Ball. How?
The Moose. The Moose was loose.
He is loose. Grant Williams with the no-look dime. And then take a look at this play here, Jeremy. Kobe White misses the layup, but Diabate is there to grab the rebound. Look at all 5 Knicks defenders there.
Doing a whole lot of nothing. Didn't grab too many rebounds yesterday. Well, it's something they'll need to address.
The Hornets dominating on the glass. Yes, Mike Brown agreed with you there. And then Diabate steals the ball here from Karl Anthony Towns.
What was Karl doing there? I don't know.
Going the other way. That's the hammer we've come to expect here. Miller slams it down, and the Hornets put on a show early, get the 114-103 victory. It was rocking in Charlotte last night. Turning on the game, it felt a little bit like a playoff-like atmosphere, something that Charlotte has not really experienced in a while. Do you think, Brian, though, this was more about the New York Knicks or more about Charlotte?
Well, the Knicks had a 7-game win streak here, but it was really built on the back of tankers. And they had to play a team that was completely moving at a different pace, and they weren't ready for it. And I think this game highlighted what Knipple has meant to the Hornets this year. Now, he hit 6 threes.
Yeah.
I am going to tell you that has become somewhat the norm. I'm not even going to talk about that. He had 11 rebounds in this game. He had 8 assists in this game. When you talk to people in Charlotte, what they say is, we knew that could shoot, okay? We didn't understand how well he could rebound, how well he could distribute. Frankly, he set screens well, but ahead of someone who is his age. His impact for the Hornets has been up and down the line. We saw that take place last night.
And look, these Buzz City Killers, this is one of the more remarkable midseason turnarounds that we've seen in recent NBA history. Over a span of more than 2 months, only the San Antonio Spurs have a better record than the Charlotte Hornets. That is stunning, but it is not fake. I mean, they've beaten the Spurs at home. They've beaten the Knicks at home. They've beaten several good teams. They've got stars. They've got a system. They've got a style of play, a gritty, hustling style of play. The Charlotte Hornets are a team that none of these top seeds in the Eastern Conference want to see in the first round.
So the consensus here is this is more about Charlotte. I just very briefly before we dive further into the Hornets, which we absolutely should. I think that they are on a track to be in the playoffs for the first time since 2016. The New York Knicks, though, this did expose something. Karl Anthony Towns essentially was benched on the stretch of this game.
Yeah, and they also got destroyed on the boards, and this was a game that Mitchell Robinson plays. Sometimes Mitchell Robinson will sit out, and you see his fall off defensively. Mitchell Robinson got beat up by the Hornets in this game, and that should be a concerning thing for the Knicks because they've been planning all year to go full power in the playoffs with him. They're going to need their whole team to rebound.
Well, let's dive into exactly how the Hornets were able to do this. They have been lethal, right? They've won 5 straight games. Each of those games have been by at least 10 points. That's the second time this season that Charlotte has won 5 straight games by 10 or more points. And before this year, the Hornets hadn't won 5 straight games by that much since the year was 2000. So, Jeremy Lin, what exactly are we seeing from one of your former squads here?
Yeah, I mean, here we see the Hornets leading the league in... The Hornets here, they're leading the league in pick and rolls. And, first things first, Charles Lee, I'm a big fan. You have them playing amazing, fast, and smart basketball. Now, this is the fast side of things. You can see them coming up the floor. Here we have Miles, we have Brandon Miller. They're trying to get the ball swung to the weak side. And, LaMelo decides to keep the ball. They're playing some type of read and react. It's impossible for the Knicks to defend if the Hornets don't even know what they're doing. So here you can see the confusion they're looking for. You can see right here, Mikal Bridges is trying to defend the weak side. You have Cat, 2 arms out, like I have no idea what's happening, what's going on, what are we trying to do here? And they get right into their first action. Now, it does no good to play fast basketball if you're not playing smart basketball. Now, this is everything. Building off your point, Brian. Knipple, this head turn while he's running is so smart, so underrated. He is simultaneously running and looking at what his guy Jalen Brunson is about to do. Jalen Brunson decides to switch onto LaMelo, which is a clear cue to Knippel. I need to get to space, get my feet set, get to the three-point line. LaMelo makes an extremely great quick read, and this is everything you want on the mismatch. You have Towns on a guard and Knippel, easy three. In my opinion, the rookie of the year. Now we have the second clip. It's the same setup. Side pick and roll on the right side of the floor. Now you have Kobe White. Ryan comes up, sets and pops. This is the smart basketball that Charles Lee has them playing. Jalen Brunson decides to try to go for a steal. This all happens instantaneously. Josh Green decides, okay, he's going for the steal. I need to cut for an open layup. And Brandon Miller makes this entire play happen because as he sees Josh Green cut, he instantaneously has to also move up into this space to get the open shot so Kobe White can find him. Now, what that does is that puts Muhammad in an impossible position. Who am I going to guard? Muhammad decides to go with the safer route, takes Josh Green on the cut. This is Kobe White already hands above his head, looking to make this pass. Easy skip pass right to Brandon Miller for an open three. We saw the same exact action, and we got a strong side open three, a weak side open three. This is why they're running the pick and roll nonstop. This read and react, fast, smart basketball is exactly why Charles Lee has them playing the best basketball in years.
Yeah, no team moves more on offense, really, than Charlotte does. Let's get to the defending champs. They take on the Bulls. That's after losing to the Celtics out in Boston on Wednesday night. The Thunder have the second toughest remaining schedule, and they lead the West by only 2 games. But remember, the Spurs, they do have the tiebreaker between those two. Shea, he was asked about the importance of getting the 1 seed in the West on Wednesday night. Here's what he had to say.
It's very important, and not just in the West, in the whole playoffs. We needed Game 7 at home against Denver, which is a top of the West. If you want to come out of the West, you're going to have to beat them. And then we needed it against Indiana to win a championship. So it's as important as everything. And every team in the NBA that makes the playoffs knows that.
Okay, what he's saying is very, very important, but all I can hear is dun-dun, 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 dun-dun,
Looks like he's sitting in the cotton candy machine.
Right there.
Quite the
He
code.
is right, though, right? The number 1 seed, it allows you to be able to wear that jacket, and it also has serious playoff implications, Brian.
Yeah, they obviously won 2 Game 7s at home last year. Let's not forget about that. But I also want to point something out. They have lost 1 time in a month. Number 1, they may not lose again the rest of the season. Number 2, they have proven that they can win anywhere when they have to win. So, yeah, they want the number 1 seed. They do need to, get some consistency. One of the interesting things about them, their preferred starting lineup, which they've only played 7 times this year, is 2 and 5. And I'm going to ignore that as sort of small sample noise, but I do think it would be a good idea if they had some rhythm with that group going in. I'm focused more on that than I am about where their seed is.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not as concerned about the seed. When I was playing for the Hornets, Coach Clifford, he told us, he said the number 1 indicator for who wins in the playoffs is health. And a big part of that is also, as you play these playoff games, it comes down to those 2 to 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. Who is going to execute better? You're not going into a series planning on getting to Game 7. You're thinking about, how do I play well in the clutch situations? If you win 1 game on the road, it undoes 82 games of jostling for playoff position. So to me, it isn't the end-all be-all.
Didn't you play in a couple of pretty important Game 7s where it mattered that you were at home when certain shots were just bouncing on the edge of the rim?
Small detail, I didn't play in this one, but I did watch it courtside.
There you go. I mean, it was pretty important. Didn't it make a difference to be in front of the Toronto faithful in a game like this with these sorts of stakes?
Absolutely. You can see them the energy it brings for Game 7. So I totally understand what Shea is saying here. Game 7, when you do get to Game 7, you need, you really want that home court energy, and it's a huge boost. But again, it isn't everything. Of course, in that situation, we're on the right side of the rim and the ball, and it worked out.
I have a theory that home court advantage matters in small markets because I think I'm serious about this. I think home court advantage is different in small markets. You know one stat that OKC leads the league in?
Attendance?
Percentage of free T-shirts worn during playoff games. They are in those seats with those free T-shirts, color coordinated and loud.
The fans wearing the T-shirts matters more.
I'm saying it is indicative of the passion in that arena.
Well, I remember being in Oakland for some games that was pretty passionate. Is that a small market or a big market?
Well, I've got a question for you. Have the Thunder proven they can win in San Antonio? Not this season, sir. So, yes,
that's sort of
home court advantage is going to matter.
How many shirts do they wear in San Antonio?
Oh, they've got the Jackals, baby. They'll beat that drum on you.
Twins in the matching mint shirts settled out over here. We got a lot to